Can you hear me okay, or do I have to? Because I could hold the mic as well.
I can hear you.
I'll just hold it. Yeah. What is happening, everybody, and welcome to the Stochastic Sorare Show. Once a week, Neil and I, we sit here, we talk about Sorare, we build some Sorare lineups from our own accounts, and also, we just kind of chop it up. We talk about what's going on. We got projections that are free for over at stochastic.com, which the link is below. And actually, Mike, could you throw that into the YouTube chat as well so people could check that out? And just a really easy resource to help you build your Sorare lineups. And a couple things you guys should take note of when you're looking at those projections. The projection, fairly straightforward. That's the projection. It's how many fantasy points we're projecting everybody for. The salary of the players, that is what it's called the last 10 average column. So the way that the salaries work over at Sorare, so the equivalent like a FanDuel, a DraftKings salary cap, is over on Sorare. The salary is just what have these players averaged over the course of the last 10 games. Then we have our value column. That is the differential between the projection and the last 10 average that we have there. Also, I've had a busy day. I'm at my parents' right now. I've got a lot going on. I got a haircut today, a little bit different setup, trying to figure out where the best place is to do the show from. I'm holding the mic like I'm doing a stand-up set here because that was the only way to get the microphone closer to me. Neil, how are you? How are you doing today?
I'm doing well today. I told you guys before the show, I woke up today with no heat in my house.
Yeah.
So that was not ideal, but we've got a guy on it. We're getting the new part tomorrow or the next day. We do have some temporary heating solutions, so doing okay. And yeah, this is actually my final piece of work today. I wrote an article. This is the third piece of video content I've done for the day. So after this, I can just probably watch you on Live Before Lock will be my end to my night. Make some nice NBA lineups with you. And you had a 2-hour long haircut?
Yes, I had a haircut that got horribly fucked up. It took 2 hours for that. Well, an hour and 45 minutes, if I'm being more exact. Because I was trying to get the same haircut that I got the last time I went to this place and got my haircut, which was just scissor cut on top, faded down the side. And the guy just couldn't figure out how to cut my hair because it was so long at the time. So we just gave up halfway through. We called over another barber. They couldn't figure it out. And we just buzzed it all off so I could be about my day, or else I'd still be there right now. So that was what I had to do to get back to work, but ended up being fine. So no big deal there. But as for your new heating system, is just some guy follows you around and breathes on you? How do you keep warm? What's the new system?
Well, so we have air conditioning units that have actually heat settings. They don't do a great job, but luckily today it's like 35 in Minnesota. It's not one of these like negative degree days, so it's not particularly warm, but like we're gonna get through the day just fine.
Yeah. So but what's gonna help you get through the day?
What's
Building
that?
out some Sorare lineups.
Oh, yeah.
And if you guys want to check out Sorare as well, here's the best way to do it. Sign up using the link that we have below. You could play on Sorare for free, but also if you guys are looking to play in some of the more exclusive, some of the tiered off contests, when you sign up using our link, after buying 5 limited cards, you're going to get 1 for free. So that's a good offer to take advantage of. Good way to help build your collection of cards. And Mike, do you have my collection queued up right now or Neil's? Either one, it doesn't matter. All right, cool. So let's open that up right now. And I'm pretty sure that I have a prize from the last slate of action. So the way that these contests work, guys, is there's 2 Sorare slates a week. One runs Monday through Thursday, and then the other one runs Friday through Sunday. And then at the end of those, depending where you finish, you may or may not win awards. And for me, I actually did finish fairly well in one of the contests. So I did get a tier 1 common card, though. But Neil, how did you do last week?
So yeah, last Monday through Thursday, I did great. I got 102nd place out of 8,600 in the I've been playing the unlimited champion contest primarily, and that one I got 102nd place, which was good for a tier 3 rare card, which I did not save for this room. I did another VOD earlier, so I opened it on the VOD earlier. I got a Terrence Mann rare card, which good enough.
Okay.
My first rare card. So I was excited to get a rare card. I think that the way I'm approaching, I'm going to keep playing the limited contest until I win enough rare cards to start entering the rare contest is the approach that I'm planning on taking. So that was kind of exciting to get a rare card. Terrence Mann, so I think that there will be weeks where he has some value. So, that's a nice thing about these is obviously you need some of the tier 1 cards, the Giannis Jokic types, but like all of them kind of have some value based on, week to week. Some players are going to have last 10 averages that don't reflect their projection. So I think that it's going to end up being a nice card for me. So that one went well. And then this past slate, the Friday through Sunday, actually the first one that I did not cash. And as you may recall, it's because at least in part because I had forgotten to set it before we started doing live before lock on Friday. So I just kind of used the cards that I already had in my account, and they were not the best projected. So came close to cashing, but didn't quite get there.
Did you see what the 1 of 1 Giannis sold for a few days ago?
Like 170,000 or something.
$179,000 was what the Giannis went for at auction. So there are definitely some people who are willing to pay pretty big money if you win any of those exclusive cards in contests. And I'm about to open up a card right here. Not going to be a 1 of 1. This is going to be an unnumbered common card. So a little bit different. I'm not going to be pulling a 1 of 1 Giannis in this, but who knows? I could get something still pretty. It should be a star player because it's a tier 1 common card. So it will help me win some other rarer cards. And if you would do the honors, Mike, click on claim reward right now. And we're about to see who it is. And then if it's somebody I already have, we could trade it in for another player as well. So scroll down, and I think it says reveal is, yeah, there we go. Click on that bottom so we could see who it is.
Trey.
It is.
Oh, I thought it was
SGA.
Fox.
All right. So SGA. Fun. I don't have an SGA yet. I'm happy with that. So going to the second half of the year, the Thunder have been more competitive this year than they were expected coming into the year. And the reason that matters is because I don't think we have to worry about SGA getting shut down right now. I'm not exactly sure where OKC is in the standings, but they're competitive. I think they are at worst like 2 games out of a play-in spot. So still in the mix, still a team that's trying to compete this year. So I'm going to be holding on to that SGA and hopefully help me win some more contests, which we're about to start building out some of those lineups with the help of the projections we have here. And the number one thing that stands out when you look at our projections, Neil, a lot of value on the Nets, which should not be surprising. No Kevin Durant. And then we've also got Kyrie Irving was just traded away. We all know about that news story at this point. So the number one projected player we have from a value standpoint right now is Edmund Sumner. I don't have any Sumner cards in my collection, I don't think, but let's go into the contest, Mike, and let's start building a lineup out here. And we'll see what it is that I do have that we can make use of.
Greg, I got to ask, have you been taking advantage of the daily free cards?
So I don't get them anymore because my collection's grown to a point where I don't get them every day.
I didn't realize that was a thing. Okay. I still get mine.
Yeah. I could still swap cards though, which is something you could do there, which I was going to do if SGA was a player that I already had. Like I have a Jokic. If I got another player who's a tier 1 all-star type guy that I already had, then I would have been more apt to try to trade him in and see what other stars I could have gotten. But I'm good with keeping the SGA there. But click on the common champion contest, Mike. And so the way the common champion works is you get, what is it? The top 1,500, I think it was, get a numbered card in this one. So a lot of people enter, but it is a free contest to enter. And this is another way to get yourself exposure to exclusive cards that you could win to get even more exclusive cards. So I usually like to start. I'm curious, Neil, when you start by building your lineup, are you usually looking at to see who's the highest projected or who the best values are? Because at some point we need to use up the rest of that salary.
Well, top projected first, just because we have that MVP spot that doesn't count against your salary cap. So might as well just take the top projected player to start there.
And there are 3 players we have that are actually, it's nice. SGA project for 54.44 fantasy points this week. So these are some of our top projected players. We've got Giannis projected for 63.2, Dame projected for 57.96, Jokic at 56.77, Anthony Davis 55.43, and then SGA at 54.44. So of those guys, we're going to have to make a decision on who it is that we want to get to. So the highest priorities, just based on our value projections and relative to salary, are going to be Giannis and Anthony Davis. But something else to consider too is since we have that MVP spot, we'll care a little bit less about the salary at the high end, just because that first player we put in, the MVP spot doesn't count against your cap. So I'm not. Do I have a Lillard in there, Mike? I think I might, but I don't remember. Doesn't look like I do. Yeah, I don't have a Dame. I know I have Jokic. I know I have Giannis. Jokic is more expensive than Giannis. So let's put Jokic in the MVP. Do you have any issue with that, Neil?
No. So again, I think that they automatically put whoever your highest last 10 is. So yeah, you can, the way I've been doing is I've been starting with 2 studs, like right away, just because the first one is free. I think you can usually play 2 studs. And what I like about this using Jokic there is that you also then take advantage of the value of Giannis. So you're putting the Jokic and his 58 last 10 average. If you want to play Giannis as well, which we can talk about. But then if you put Jokic in the MVP spot with his 58 last 10 average, then you get Giannis is the first player in your salary under the salary cap, and he has a last 10 average of 51 with a projection of over 63. So that's a really nice nice value for your second stud.
Yeah, I mean, Giannis, especially now, we've seen one thing that's been big is he's playing more minutes as of late. Earlier in the year, we saw him playing a lot of, not like he was playing 22 minutes or anything like that, but he's been playing like 36 minutes per game over the last couple of weeks. That's going to make a pretty big difference when somebody's such a good points per minute fantasy producer like Giannis. So it makes sense to get him in there alongside with Jokic. So we've got 2 studs. And then, Mike, just because it's a little hard to see from my screen, can you tell me what does that leave us for the average remaining salary for those final 3 spots? Okay.
Look at that math on that guy.
Yeah, he did it all in his head. That's why we call him the human calculator. People don't know that, but he's long been lauded as the smartest mathematician that we have at the company. Now, let's start. Yeah, let's start looking for some. And I'm not totally sure whether I do or don't have these cheap guys for this reason. I've never looked for them before. I haven't considered Edmund Sumner at all this entire season, so I don't think I have Sumner. But let's check just to see. Do I have a Sumner? And by the way, because I know that. I was going to tell Mike how to spell it because he's really good at math spelling, not necessarily a strong suit. But Sumner is Sumn, but it looks like he had that figured out. Is Jaden Hardy somebody I have? That's somebody else who projects really well right now. No, James Harden, that's a different guy. Not as good of a play as Jaden Hardy, just the way. I gotta
say, I'd never heard of Jaden Hardy before this morning. And I was like, Jaden Harden? Is that supposed to be James Harden? I don't. Yeah.
So he's knockoff James Harden. So Jaden Hardy is on the Mavericks. And the reason that he looks good right now is a couple of reasons. Number one, Luka is out. But then the other part of this too is that the Mavericks, because they just made the trade for Kyrie and Kyrie isn't going to be ready to play for a couple of days. It's a shorthanded team with a lot of value and a lot of minutes and usage up for grabs. But Jaden Hardy is not somebody I have. I don't have a Trent Wofford. I might have a Cam Thomas though. I might. Nope, I lied. I don't. I thought I might have. Maybe I was being a little bit too optimistic. DeRozan, I believe I do have. DeRozan actually might have been somebody I pulled on this show. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we got a DeRozan. DeRozan, by the way, as far as the high-end guys we have, he projects of anybody who has like a substantial salary, the only one who even projects comparably to him is Giannis. We've got another really good value score on DeMar DeRozan, 48.56 projection, last 10 average 36. So a 12.56 is the differential there between the projection and the last 10 average. So DeRozan looks like a really strong option. I want to have him in this lineup. But now we're going to have to look for really cheap guys. So let's go back to Mike. He is the ringer as far as the calculations go here. Mike, what is our remaining salary here and how much do we have left for the final 2 spots?
We have 33 remaining, which would be 16 apiece.
Okay. Look at this guy. Oh my God. Never seen anything like it. And let's try to find out who do we have that projects really well that's in that, like teens type range. I don't have a Kelly Olynyk. Let me tell you looking through the projections, Neil, who stands out to you that you notice has a pretty cheap salary that's a good projected?
All right, let me see. Just responding to somebody in chat, Self213 asking about the site. Just explaining a little bit how the site works. You can't win, as far as I know, you can't win money in these contests. Typically, most of the contests, you win cards, which if you win something better than a common card, like if you win a limited card, which is typically what I play, you can sell those on the marketplace. Or, I just won a rare card last week. I could sell that on the marketplace. But then they also, you can win things like jerseys and game tickets, that kind of stuff, I believe.
Yeah, and to the other thing to Neil's point is the cards do sell in the secondary market. So no, there's no Bitcoin, there's no ETH in the prize pool, there's no cash. But you could win something, like I said, there's like a 1-of-1 Giannis is something you could end up hitting in a contest, and that is something that sold for it was $179,000 3 or 4 days ago now. So some of that stuff does end up being fairly valuable. It depends if you consider $179,000 valuable or not, but they're definitely Yeah, there are ways to sell the cards, and that would be a way that it becomes actual money. I might have an Io DeSunmu. Can you search that for me? So one of the reasons DeRozan also looks good for us, and you only get the highest fantasy score of a player slate. But with the Bulls playing 3 games, DeRozan just has a better opportunity to put up a big score. One of the reasons that he projects fairly well for us, IOAYO. Let's see if I have an Io DeSunmu. I don't think I do. I thought I might have. Nope. Oh, well, we tried. So no Io DeSunmu.
I saw that.
Yeah, how does he project for us? Can you check that for me, Neil? How does Christian Brown project? Which I just recently found out. It's spelled Braun, but it is actually pronounced Brown and not Braun.
I heard that on Live Before Lock. I think Eric.
Yeah, from Eric.
Yeah. All right. Now I don't know how to search in our projection. Oh,
I have them.
Actually.
Projection 13.8. Last 10 was 12.
So a little bit of value.
Yeah, nothing crazy, but he would be viable at least. I would like to look for somebody maybe a little bit better than that. Do I have a Theo Pinson? I'm pretty sure that answer is no, but you get some of these trash players you don't even know. No Theo Pinson. So we don't have Theo Pinson. Blake Wesley. I feel like I might have Blake Wesley. I always think I have these players, and then I search for them and I don't have them.
You think you have everybody, it turns out.
I do. I do have a lot of people. Apparently, I'm missing a lot of people as well. You know who I do know I have? Positive. 100%. I have Keta Bates-Diop. I know I have Keta Bates-Diop, and he's cheap. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. All right. Keta Bates-Diop. So, Mike, there's one spot left. What do we got? 16?
Yep,
16 salary? 16. All right. So look around 16. And then from there, Neil and I can just see like who projects most reasonably out of those guys. I see Santi Aldama is there. Aldama is somebody who's played more of a bigger role for the Grizzlies as of late, but we don't have him projected all that well. Peyton Pritchard, that's going to be a no. JaMychal Green, that's certainly a no. Devontae Graham, is he somebody that we would consider? No, because I guess our projection on Devontae Graham, Neil.
Devontae, what's his last 10 average?
His last 10 average is 14, and we've projected him to be not in the rotation next game. So somebody who
not the best
probably
player.
Don't want him to be in there. But let's keep looking and see who is
Peyton Pritchard.
I guess maybe we should just go Christian Brown here. And that leaves us 4 extra. So scroll above Keta Bates-Diop. Maybe there's somebody else who's priced above him that we could swap to. That would be valuable. I mean, the answer still might be the best lineup is with Keta Bates-Diop. It's not like we'd be leaving some sort of insane.
I mean, we don't have Trey Jones tonight. We don't have Jeremy Sochan. I feel like on the Spurs, we've just got like potential for value there tonight and then throughout the week.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Alec Burks. I'd rather play Alec Burks than Keta Bates-Diop. That's a good lineup.
Yeah, his last 10 average still hasn't caught up to his recent starting status.
Yeah, so let's throw him in there. And I think that's a good lineup there. People get an idea of how to build a lineup, and yeah, hit submit on that, Mike. I feel good about that. You feel good, Neil?
I love it. Yeah.
All right. It is submitted. By the way, something else that I'll mention. The more often you use these cards, they get increased experience. I don't know if you've noticed this, Neil, but
I didn't know this.
Yes. So the player cards get experience and they get a multiplier. So even if you're not playing players in a contest one week, throw them into training, because then if you use the training for a week, they actually will score more fantasy points because their experience goes up. And then the next time you use them, they'll be like, instead of see, like right there on the screen, it'll say 5.5% scoring point increase, 6%. So I have some, like Jokic is one of the cards I've had for the longest. So SGA is a new one. He only has a 5% scoring bonus. Jokic, somebody I've had for longer, I think I get like 8 or 9% increase in fantasy points from Jokic.
So if I have a bunch of limited cards, which I think I have enough to make 2 or 3 lineups, I should just make multiple lineups, even if they're just trash lineups, just for the experience points. Like if I use the best players all in my main lineup, I should make secondary lineups just for experience.
Yes. And the main, you can only play one lineup in the main contest.
Oh, right. Okay.
But you could throw them into training just so they still get more experience points and they score more the next time out. So that is something I would recommend people do. But also what I recommend people do is that when you sign up for the first time, use our link, because what that is going to get you is one free limited card after you make 5 limited card purchases. It's going to help you get exposure to extra players. It's going to help you build out more lineups. So that's something you guys should definitely be taking advantage of, as well as all the projections that we have over at stochastic.com. It is totally free to use. We have the link. It's right below the YouTube video. It's also in the YouTube chat right now. Click on that and you're going to get to see all of the projections we have for all of the players. And that's a free resource to use. So take advantage of that. Other than that, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't done yet, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Later on the day, if you guys are going to be playing the NBA DFS slate, I'm going to be on Live Before Lock hosting that. So go check that out. Have a good one, guys.